gentlewoman from Michigan, Ms. Tlaib, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
A pathway to bring many of your lived experiences to Congress. It's very much missing here, and so I appreciate all of you so much in speaking this truth again that is missing in Congress. I want to give me some time to kind of go down some facts that I think are important. One fact is that an average of only about 49% of LGBTQ plus Americans own a home, which is far less than the overall average, which I think is 64%. These facts are even lower for LGBTQ plus people of color. That's only at 35% of LGBTQ plus individuals. It's even lower than that. It's 35% for LGBTQ Latinos and 30% for Black LGBTQ Americans to own their home. Another fact, which I think is really dramatic, is that LGBTQ plus couples are 73% more likely to be denied residential mortgages compared to their peers, which I know Chairwoman Waters wants to hear about this. The other fact is the National Transgender Discrimination Survey found that among transgender individuals of color, 56% of Native Americans, 52% of Black folks, 51% of Latinx respondents moved into a less desirable home or apartment because of anti-transgender bias forced on them, again, even though they could and wanted better housing. These are just a few of countless statistics I think that are really important. I hate saying statistics because this is lived experiences, real lives. But as you can all see, and for many of my colleagues, housing discrimination against our LGBTQ Americans is a major crisis in our country. 3 years ago in Michigan, only about 3 years ago now in Michigan, a person could actually be fired from their job simply because of who they love. Fortunately, Governor Whitmer eliminated that gross civil rights violation, but it shows just how prevalent these discriminatory laws remain in modern times. I think Ms. Walker, first of all, I cannot stress to you how much you are inspiring so many that are incredibly excited that you are testifying before our committee. And so I wanted to leave some time for you, as well as others on the panel, to really talk about things that we didn't ask you about. The trauma that comes with living as you are in our country, and how do you think we should be addressing it in Congress?
If I may, I want to lift up two things, and thank you for those comments, Representative Tlaib. One is to my Congresswoman Maxine Waters, thank you for your leadership. I want to highlight that we include a section in our written testimony describing the silent epidemic of violence that our trans siblings are facing, which is often hidden in the shadows of the violence that Black people are facing more generally. I've already reached out to Chastity, but welcome the opportunity to further that discussion as well. And then very much related to the previous conversation about the challenges with shelters, I want to offer up two things that are potential remedies that would prevent people from needing shelters. And one is decriminalizing sex work. It is often the case that Black trans folks, in particular Black trans women, are forced into sex work as a result of not being able to show up and are being offered job interviews or promotion opportunities or support in more traditional economies. And so we should have more meaningful conversations at the federal level about decriminalizing that work. And very much related to that, there are a number of Black LGBTQIA+ folks who also face economic hardship as a result of cannabis use or distribution. So decriminalizing cannabis is also something that should be considered as we have these holistic conversations.
If no one else on the panel has more to share, I yield back to the chairwoman.